All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode of Chris's Corner. I'll be your host, Chris Corner, and today we are joined by Devin. Say hello, Devin.
Hello.
Hello. So,
Yeah, over there.
today we're not playing a game, as you can see. We may play a game later on for another video, but we'll see about that. But today we're going to sit down, and as I promised, we're going to talk about Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. All right, so I'm going to go off on a little tangent first here, and then we're going to talk about some things about the movie, because Devin's not used to doing movie reviews, and or not have been in the film industry at all, and as some of you may know, I've done acting for stage stuff for years and years, so I know one or two things, but that's about it. All right, so first...
Yeah, three's too many.
Yes, not three things, just one or two. Now, so I'm going to start off saying I really enjoyed the opening credit scene. You didn't really have to do the whole hashback of, Superman's parents dying, and I liked that they did that at the beginning of the movie. What did you think of that? You like that?
I liked it because, say, like, Michelle was there, so, like, she didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Like, and I like that they gave you, like, the quick flashback, but didn't go in, like, they wasted half the movie retelling what we should already know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Okay, and I really liked the casting choice of, what's his name, Jeffrey Dean Morgan? Anyway, who played... Oh, that's more of a me thing to know.
Just who's the characters?
He played the Thomas Wayne, Bruce's dad.
Okay,
That actor. He plays the dad in a
Yeah.
lot of things, like Supernatural. He was a dad and all that
That's
stuff.
fine.
And this isn't his first comic book character outing.
That was good.
Obviously, I mean, he did Watchmen, and he did what was that one? That other fucking movie with Chris Evans in it. What was it called? Anyway, there's that other one based
that
on
one.
comic book.
Leave it in the comments.
Leave it in the comments if you guys remember, because I don't
Brain
remember
fart.
shit. Yeah.
So.
But yeah, so I liked that. I liked the opening of the movie. That is, obviously the fight between General Zod and Superman. And I liked the whole Bruce Wayne aspect of Bruce Wayne touching down, trying to call his friend or whoever it was at Wayne Enterprise Tower there, and trying to get them out of the building, saying, "Get everybody out of the building now," chasing it in, and watching that destruction and like navigating the streets and everything like that. I really enjoyed that part of the movie. I think that was a pretty solid opening for the movie, for them to start building that tension between Batman and Superman. I think it was a great way to start, and I really liked the way that was going, and I liked the way that they started that. And the dude with the thing falling on his legs and breaking his legs, I thought that was going to play a really big part in the story later on, which it kind of did. And by the way, which I totally forgot to say a minute ago, spoiler warning.
Too late.
Spoiler warning
Don't
for
put it in
everybody.
the title.
No, granted, I haven't gotten in anything spoiler territory yet. Not really. Not really.
Well,
I haven't given anything big away. No.
Right.
See, I haven't. Okay,
Okay,
but yes,
go on.
I'll put it in the title of this video. Spoiler.
Spoiler warnings.
Spoiler warnings. But yeah. So yeah, I like that, and I thought it was going to play a little bit of a bigger part in the movie, but I'm glad it did play a part in it. I'm really glad they did bring that in, but they kind of played that it would. And when at the very beginning when he says Martha in the death, I was like, I wonder how they're going to bring that in, because they really did,
Well, at
the
first
name.
I was like,
why would they just say Martha's name? Because they never really go on to that, Martha Wayne. There, I was like,
I
all
didn't
right,
even
all
know
right.
the mother's name was Martha.
And then the scene later on where it shows Bruce Wayne in the catacombs there, his family catacombs. It only shows her tombstone and not the dad's.
I missed it the first time.
Yeah.
They showed it again later. I was like, oh, it says Martha.
Yeah,
Duh.
it says Martha. But no, when he goes in there and he's looking at them, they blocked out Thomas Wayne and just had the Martha showing. So it was like Martha has to play some kind of a part in this movie strictly because A, they said the name at the beginning, and B, now they're showing it to us. And that's the one thing I'm going to say about Zack Snyder's direction here, and kind of the writing here. They kind of just give everything to you. They don't expect the audience to know a goddamn thing, and they do kind of just give you too much information in a lot of the points. And some of the dialogue was really bad for that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I'm gonna get into it once.
you gotta remember, like, not everybody. You have to make it for both fans and.
No. I'm not
people
saying.
like me.
I'm not saying fans or people like you. I just mean the information in the movie.
Just-
They're just like, here's some
Verbal diarrhea.
You can see it happening. You can see it. You can physically see this thing happening. But we're gonna tell you it too. And I don't appreciate that.
Yes, but that is not for the blind.
No.
Oh,
No.
'cause
No.
Then you're not seeing an action movie.
No. That's not how that works. Anyway, there's something in my mouth. Gross. I don't know what that
We'll
was.
leave it in.
Semen, probably. I don't know.
Well, how would I get some? Moving on.
Anyway, so Ben Affleck as Batman.
That doesn't. Like, it's.
What did you think of his portrayal? Granted, whether you
thought
of.
Fine. What? I've seen him in Paycheck. He was good there too.
Paycheck. You're not the first person to say Paycheck was better, and I was like, dude.
Yeah. Well, no, not better. Well,
no, but
I don't. Like, for me, like, cause being not an actor, it's really hard for me to tell whether you're say good or not.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen movies where, like, if I can tell it's bad acting, yeah, then
you know it's bad. You know it's bad. Yeah.
But no, I don't know. That's fine.
Okay.
You just basically with Batman, you just have the voice.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. So, but okay. I'm gonna go on a thing. I'll probably get hate for this anyway. Ben Affleck, you know what? You did a pretty decent job, my friend. I'm not gonna lie. You were probably one of the stronger characters in this movie, which is weird because you didn't have much of a character. You were just kind of, dark and brooding the whole time.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I really liked that because he did play the older Bruce Wayne, the older Batman who just doesn't give a fuck anymore and like branding people at this point and his brutal flanking arms. But no, I like that because Batman does break limbs and he does cripple people.
What do you think about the branding thing?
Branding was a little over the top.
Well, it was a little why?
Exactly, the Bat brand.
Yeah, probably marketing.
A little much.
No,
it was
money.
It was to show. It was more to cater to the fact that especially in this one, because Batman straight up murders people in this movie. Straight up murders people.
Well, it depends if you're in the dream or not.
No. I'm gonna. Well, because he fucking straight up murders people in the dream. But he straight up murders people, and I'll get into that in a minute. Because a lot of people are like, no, he was just. And I'm like, no, he does straight up murder people, and I will get into that. But, the branding is part of it. He doesn't care if they die in prison. That's kind of why he's branding the worst people. And they're saying that Bat brand is leading to these people just getting murdered in prison. And it's kind of showing that he doesn't care anymore if they die. And he brands them.
Okay.
He does it to, like, the child molesters and stuff like that. And the human traffickers, the really bad people, he fucking brands them so that they die. And he doesn't kill them, but they die as a result. So technically, he's still
kind of like rallying up the people.
Yeah, so he's still kind of killing these people. And then, there's that whole scene where he's in the Batplane and blows up that row of cars while there's people shooting at him, and those cars all explode. So they are dead. All those people are dead. When he goes through, those people are dead. And then that whole scene where he's driving in the Batmobile, which was pretty fucking awesome. I really dug the Batmobile.
That was a good Batmobile.
I did dig the Batmobile.
Yeah.
But he's driving in the Batmobile, and he like pivots on that one truck, shoots it, and then drives through the truck that's sideways, and the whole thing explodes. There was 3 people in that truck. There is nobody left alive. And you know what? I'm okay with, they're going with that dark, brooding Batman who is, might actually be murdering people now because he's old and doesn't give a fuck anymore.
I think it's along
But they should have brought that in as more of a bigger plot point, especially considering the big thing for Batman is Batman doesn't kill. So if he's murdering people now, yes, with the branding, maybe that's what you're trying to lead us to that point. But on that would have been the thing saying, Batman's killing. I think it's to
equalize with Superman. Superman's doing the same thing.
Mm.
He's coming in to save Lois Lane, doesn't care about any characters.
Yeah, he comes in, he flies in, and
so they're kind of essentially it shows their dedication to a goal.
But again, Superman flies that guy through a wall, so that guy's probably dead. It's a human versus a wall. I don't think he's okay. I really don't. But okay, say he lives. Let's just put that out there. We know Superman killed in the last movie, and lots of people died because of the fight. But he straight up murdered. He had to kill.
Well, even at the beginning.
Yeah.
Him just showing up killed like how many people?
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
There's no excuse for that, right? Like,
no. But yeah, so we know that Superman will kill if he has to. He straight up didn't have to kill that guy, and he didn't kill the other people that were there. You find out through that stupid plot point of it was Lex Luthor's bullets, who's not actually Lex Luthor. It's Lex Luthor Jr.
Right, and I did like his character though.
I fucking hated. I like Jesse Eisenberg. I really do. I think he's a good actor. He's not fucking Lex Luthor.
See, the problem is I don't. Sorry to be
that's
that
fine.
guy,
And
but
that's
I
why
don't know
you're
who
here.
that is. Right, but at the same time, okay, yeah, Jesse's fine, but he's nuts in that movie. Like just the face twitching.
Yeah,
I really like that.
That end scene. Okay, let's talk about him for a minute.
Oh, the end scene, yeah.
Not even the end scene. I'm just going to talk about him for a minute in this movie. So, Jesse Eisenberg, I like him as an actor. This whole Lex Luthor Jr. thing to make him all batshit crazy or whatever he wanted to do, make him this Jim Carrey-esque fucking character. Okay, weird enough. But why ruin Lex Luthor like that? the Lex Luthor character, because I'm a comic book fan and I'm a fan of all the animated features and the shows. These are things I grew up on. I have a whole fucking huge ass stack of comic books right to the left of us there on that bookshelf on the bottom, and then some more in storage.
Yeah.
But it, but yeah, Lex Luthor is supposed to be, and I know it's Lex Luthor Jr., but it doesn't. It still hurts my brain. Because Lex Luthor is supposed to be this intelligent, very intelligent man, like on...
Oh, like he's playing a sophisticated game of chess.
Yes.
Not screwing around with kids'
Yeah,
toys.
he's like Bruce Wayne level intellect, if not slightly more intelligent, not detective skills-wise, but he's a very intelligent, ingenious man.
Right.
Who does not care about other people. He will do anything he needs to achieve his goal.
Right, okay.
And he wants to prove that that the world doesn't need Superman, and that men are better than Superman. That's essentially his goal, and he'll do anything to do it. So it's not necessarily that he's this crazy ass supervillain. It's just that he will do anything to prove that man is better.
So like Batman and Superman.
Exactly.
We're all on the same plane. Right?
Exactly. Okay. And he was just nuts, and the red capes are coming. The red capes are coming, because at some points he'd be like this straight ass face, like kind of intelligent man having a conversation, and then he'd go all weird and have this twitch.
Or like even when he was doing the speech.
He loses it. He starts to lose his mind.
Well, he just kind of, okay, have fun, peace.
Yeah, he's giving this speech, and it was a very good speech, and it was well thought out, and it was building the character, and it's like, oh, that's a very good speech. You can see he has no problem playing the audience. And then he just...
And it's over.
It's over. He loses his mind and forgets what he's talking about and wants to go in to talk about it. You can tell his evil genius is turning, and he's like, I'm going to turn these people against each other and do this whole plan, and he loses his shit, and
he's like, okay,
and he just leaves. And what the fuck are you doing with this character? Bleh.
Really,
I didn't get it.
Unless it's for later.
But again,
we don't understand it yet.
You know what? I'm gonna get into his craziness at the end. Might make a little more sense after he accesses the ship and learns all about the universe. Okay. Because he accesses General Zod's ship and he learns all about Kryptonian history and universe history and all that stuff. And for me, speaking as a big fan of the DC universe, they kind of lead up to this is gonna lead into the Justice League, and it looks like Darkseid. Darkseid is gonna the Kraken. Release the Kraken. No, that Darkseid is going to be the villain for the Justice League movie. And I am A-okay with this, because A, I like Darkseid as a villain, and B, it makes complete sense to have Darkseid as a big villain to unite the Justice League. Some people are saying Brainiac, too, which would be cool as well. Brainiac also a very big villain.
I honestly thought Hercules makes an appearance now.
Hercules?
You know, like that gate in space that opens up and all the evil comes out? And he's got a, you know Hercules, the old cartoon version? Yeah.
Okay,
that's what
so
I was picturing,
Bruce Wayne's weird premonition dream things.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean like which one?
Okay, so there's the big one where it's like the world is a desert now. But it looks like the planet Apocalypse, which is something I will know about that you wouldn't know about.
Right.
Which is Darkseid's homeworld of Apocalypse, and he literally goes around destroying and taking whatever he wants from the universe because he's fucking Darkseid, and he is a god. He is essentially a god. They call them new gods or demi, but he is a god. He is a fucking god.
Painting. Yeah, it's fine.
No, that's different.
Oh.
But no, that's just symbolism about that whole thing. He's the gods. But anyway, and the Omega symbol, anyway, in this thing, and Batman is rallying humans against Superman, and it literally looks like the parademons, like...
it reminded me of, like, if it wasn't the Superman logo, it'd be like Umbrella Corp.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so it literally looks like parademons flying through from Apocalypse, which again, which comes through the boom box, like the boom tubes, which are these boxes, or what else they call them in the comics. I forget what they called it in the movie, but in the little cyborg thing they do it for. Thank you. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, parademons, and I mean, I don't know why Bruce Wayne is having these weird premonitions. Okay, whatever. And I think now. Bear with me for a minute, because then you have another one of these visions, and then you see the Flash rip through that like space-time continuum. He's like, am I too early? Am I too early?
What the heck was that?
You were right. You were right about him all along. Lois Lane is the key. I saw him too early. Lois Lane is the key. And he's gone.
Spoiler alert.
We've already been there, done that. All right, wait, guys. Spoiler alert. Han Solo dies. Exactly.
He was in this movie?
No, that's the joke.
Okay, clearly I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, now what they could be doing, and what could make sense, is they're doing a whole alternate timeline thing before they build the timeline, which would kind of make sense. So he's having visions of an alternate future that is technically happening at the same time that the Flash is coming back and trying to fix it. So they could be leading into this cool merger between like the Flashpoint paradox timeline thing versus like these alternate universe things, and all coincide, and that would be a cool like way to lead up the Justice League movies, and because everyone's got their solo movies coming, but that would be a cool little rewrite. So instead of like X-Men did, where they literally had to rewrite all their shitty fucking movies with X-Men Origins and the Days of Future Past thing, or sorry, X-Men First Class, not Origins, my apologies. They're doing this timeline thing, so they're trying to fix the timeline. So this is the better timeline happening, which is going to lead into other events, which would be cool, and I really would like to see that. Because if it's not
a dream, right?
Exactly, but because it's two timelines kind of starting to merge, so he's gonna have memories from this timeline that doesn't exist,
well, they had the
or
dream,
that exists, and it's
right,
the timelines kind of merging together. So he's gonna have visions from these other timelines.
Speaking of which, if you haven't seen Interstellar,
yeah.
go watch that.
If you don't have any kind of clue about time travel and time paradoxes, you're gonna be completely lost to this. A little bit.
True. So
this is kind of a hobby of ours. We literally sit and we'll talk about this for 4.5 hours, talk about time travel and interdimensional travel and all this shit. So don't mind us. We're clearly
something to do.
It's something to do. Passes the time. But yeah. So if that's where they're going with it, I think that's pretty cool. Other than that, just the way it happened in this movie, it didn't make any sense.
Oh, like Flash showing up?
Yeah. Didn't make any sense. But if it's going,
it's gotta be foreshadowing. Somehow,
exactly. And I really hope that does play into the later movies, and I really hope that they do a big thing for it. Now,
unless it was literally just to be like, oh, hey, the Flash is a
but
thing.
But they had another thing for the Flash as a thing, because when they open up,
yeah, but you have to have it twice so that you can like.
No, you don't have to have it twice. Look, Aquaman got one fucking scene, which was the dumbest fucking scene in the whole movie.
He was in the Titanic. It was the best. Dude, like, oh, hey, I was just picturing Ruth, stroking like the heart of the ocean.
The heart of the ocean.
And then him just come up and be like, yeah, literally, that's mine.
That is mine.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone remember that. This is a big thing that bugs me is it says metahumans on the file that Wonder Woman says.
Yeah.
And now Wonder Woman is not a metahuman, and neither is
clearly in the movie she is,
and neither is fucking Aquaman. Neither of them are technically metahumans, because Wonder Woman is an Amazonian fucking princess. She's literally from Themyscira. That is a place. That is what she is. She's not a metahuman. That is what her fucking people do. Plus, she has all this armor that are literally blessed by the gods, which is why she's pretty much immortal, super strong, all this stuff. That is why she is that way. She's not a metahuman.
But you have to remember, if you're got this huge ass computer system, you're just kind of categorizing.
No, I know, but if they start, because I know with the Flash TV series and stuff, they're playing metahumans the way they are, and same thing like Smallville. They had the metahumans that were caused by the meteor rocks and all that stuff. And I'm cool.
Okay, wait,
I'm cool with
quick
that.
side note.
Okay, side note.
So, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Is not necessarily called a metahuman.
No.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So now, if everybody's using this term, are they not subconsciously giving us this term?
Well, I guess you
for
could.
In a couple years. Oh, by the way, metahumans are a real thing. Anyway, maybe we should just stop there before this shows up.
Illuminati.
Oh, sorry, I meant to do this without glasses.
Oh my
God.
Anyway. But anyway, that's just that's the
one.
nerd rage in me about the metahuman thing. I really liked that little scene. Pardon me, my nose is itchy. With Cyborg, because I like Cyborg, and I was really, because he used to be a Teen Titan character. I was really happy when they kind of brought him over to the New 52 as like a Justice League, solid, straight up Justice League character. Remember the scene in the movie where there's that half a body strapped to a wall?
Oh, yeah.
And the guy named Silas. His name is Silas Stone, and he's a scientist, and he works for Star Labs. And what he's doing is he's trying. That's his son. His son got mangled in this thing, and his son was like this.
The half dude on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like a football player looking for that, scholarships. And anyway, so he gets messed up, and they use that box there, which is apocalypse / New God technology.
Okay.
You know that vision I was talking about, Apocalypse and his parents.
Yeah.
The dark side. Yeah. That's his technology, and they use that, and he becomes Cyborg. So essentially, he's half man, or like a quarter of a man, and 3/4 machine.
Okay.
so he can like access the internet and data files, and he can like his body can morph into guns and jetpacks and all this other cool
Right,
shit.
so he's got the good part.
Yeah,
too,
and he's his mind's he has a very brilliant mind and like this processing supercomputer too. He's a really cool character, and I'm really glad to finally see him get some screen time in a live action movie. I honestly didn't think they would take that leap with that. I figured they would have went with something more like, again, a big leap though.
I think part of it all too is they're kind of just like slamming some people in to see like, you know, like Twitter, you know, hashtag cyborg, right?
Cyborg.
And see which ones get their own movie.
Now, no, but they already have them planned. Like the Flash is planned to have him. Cyborg, it doesn't look like he's going to get his own movie, but he's going to be part of the Justice League,
so
which is fine. But the Flash is getting his own movie after the Justice League movies. Wonder Woman's the next big movie for the DC cinematic universe, and it looks like it's going to take place.
That's a good actress. I like her. Yeah.
See, I did not like. I like Gal Gadot. I have no problem with her. I think she's a beautiful woman. She's not a terrible actor. She's pretty good.
Actress.
No, they all go by actor now. It's all actor. A lot of people still say actress, but it's all a unisex term is actor.
Okay.
But Wonder Woman is an Amazonian princess. So
that's when Avatar comes in.
No, not Avatar. I don't need a 7'4" woman walking through the thing. But I would have liked to have seen more of a woman play the role, because she's A, very young, and B, weighs
so like Betty White would be too far.
Too far. A little bit too far. Just a bit too far. But no.
Robin.
Okay.
See why I won't be the...
She also weighs 10 pounds soaking wet. And, I mean, I would have liked...
soaking wet?
Gal Gadot. I mean, she's very thin. She's a very thin woman.
Okay.
And I just would have liked to see somebody with
I don't like that.
A little more muscle, you know, come into the role. I would have preferred seeing maybe somebody a little taller and a little beefier take that role as Wonder Woman, strictly because I enjoy Wonder Woman for being a fucking Amazonian princess and not fat bait for the internet. Fat bait.
Oh yeah, I heard a T, so I was because I'm thinking of the woman I like. So.
Oh.
Moving on. We'll look that up after.
Here I am trying to do a review with non-disjointed thoughts. I started to write a list. I started to write a list.
It was hidden. That's why.
I gave up on the list. I have a whole other video on my phone on things I have.
What's next? Where are we in the movie?
Okay, so Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman.
Okay.
She did a fine job, I guess. But anyway, so the whole fight, the whole plot line leading up to Batman fighting Superman was pretty weak.
Really?
Pretty flimsy.
I honestly was going was going to be flimsy, and then having the whole Lex Luthor thing coming in, I was like, oh, cool, right? Because it gave him it's just some guy who's trying to just pit him against each other because, but they kind of were going to do it anyway.
See, now what I would have preferred, because Lex
because it's just some guy screwing with him.
Yeah, no, and I'm fine with Lex kind of baiting both of them into fighting each other, but I mean, they made this point about Clark Kent going after the Batman.
Okay.
And I would have rather have seen them start to that's where they should really clash, is over their ideologies about Batman controlling his city through fear and brutally beating people. I think
that's what the quick talk at the party was.
That was the quick talk, but that's where you should have built your tension between the two characters, especially the main comic that the two of them fighting is based off, The Dark Knight Returns. Superman's controlled of the government in that comic book, the president, and the whole nuke part, which is really cool, and I'm really glad they took that from The Dark Knight Returns. But yeah, I mean, he was told to go stop Batman from doing this whole thing. But anyway, but again, it would have been better to see the ideologies clashing throughout, because Superman's like, consider this your warning. If I see your sign again, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh cool. So he's giving him the ultimatum, and then instead of going to fight him on his own, he has to have Lex Luthor fucking bait him by saying, no, look, I've got your fucking mother. I don't think that was necessary.
Right.
Lex Luthor, especially Lex Luthor, that should have been, would have silently manipulated the two of them.
Yes, but see, that's the psycho side coming out rather than the intelligent.
Yes, and that's it.
Master.
Yeah, I know, and he's the psycho, and I've got your mother, and I don't know where she is.
I think honestly, they're like, oh crap, we can't have a 4-hour movie.
No, but they didn't need to. I mean, an easy thing they could have done.
Or two movies.
Two movies. And this movie should have been two different movies.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get into that in a minute.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, the whole Batman versus Superman thing was all right, but the Lex Luthor thing. I mean, what they really should have done is Lex Luthor should have been baiting Bruce Wayne about because they're both anti-Superman at that point. Both of them are.
Well, because
and they're both these big
it's funny because
powerhouse.
Batman, it seemed his story, he's doing it.
Yeah.
That's what his goal is.
Yeah.
And then Superman's kind of like love struck. He's an idiot, right?
Yeah.
And then Lex Luthor's like, dude, come on, like you're not getting it.
Yeah.
Here.
No, and
Like,
I don't think that was necessary because yes, Superman is a golden retriever of the Justice League, but he is an intelligent man, and like the comics touch on that. The movie hasn't touched on that so much. And Henry Cavill, I really like Henry Cavill. I think he's a very talented actor. I would really like to see him act a little more as Superman, though. The guy who plays Superman.
Oh. So okay.
He doesn't have to do a whole lot of acting. It's more like put this face on, Henry.
Yeah. Let him walk around.
Let him walk around with that face on. Perfect. And I mean, he's a really talented actor. Let him act, man. Give Superman some life. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that. Especially considering he's British, and these British people are fucking fantastic actors because it's like in their blood. But I'll not get into that. Yeah, just like House. But yes.
Doctor Who, sorry.
Doctor Who.
Never seen it.
Such a good show. I haven't watched the last couple of seasons because I'm a terrible fan, and it has nothing. It has nothing to do. Has nothing to do with the new Doctor. It has to do with Stephen Moffat is just terrible. But anyway, so I really would have liked to see Henry Cavill, actually have to stretch his legs a little more, acting wise, would have been great.
He flies. He doesn't have to.
He fucking flies. Who cares about stretch legs?
Walk.
And Amy Adams, I do like Amy Adams, and I have no problem with her playing Lois Lane.
Sorry.
I'm doing the lead-ins for you.
I'm sorry.
But her character kind of fell flat in this movie, I feel. They showed her boobies off, kinda, to make up for that. The whole tub scene, her in the tub, that was nice.
Oh, that
was all right. It was all right. But I mean, her character kind of didn't really have a lot.
I honestly thought like the whole Martha thing, I get it.
Yeah.
But like Lois Lane, they're like, oh yeah, she's not needed.
Yeah.
Like when it was the pictures on the roof.
Yeah.
Then Lois Lane's like.
Yeah, he throws her off. Yeah, she wasn't really needed, and then she gets the whole staff thing, and it was kind of an unnecessary thing to shoehorn.
Kind of in the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole point of the Batman versus Superman Dawn of Justice thing is I mean, it really should have just been more of a Batman versus Superman movie, but I'm going to get that more towards the end of the discussion here, because we're already at 30 minutes.
Oh.
I know. I'm okay for this, because this is a good movie review, and it's nice to have somebody to bounce this off of. I think it's great, so it's not just me. It's not just me sitting here chatting at the camera for 25 minutes this time. But yeah, so you're getting farther in the movie. Again, I didn't like the whole Wonder Woman looking for that photo thing, hiding the photo. Again, and I mean, she's an Amazonian princess. She doesn't not give a fuck about that.
Well, I thought it was kind of silly because she's like, oh, he has a photo. Yeah, but if he's the only one who has it,
it's so he can manipulate her if releasing the photo showing that she's like over 100 years old.
Oh, so she just wants some credit because somebody can finally understand.
Yeah, because she's trying to stay hidden. But again, that's not how Wonder Woman is. I mean, no, I didn't appreciate that. Just didn't. But again, I liked. This point I totally skipped on earlier. The whole Aquaman thing.
Right. The Titanic. Yeah.
Okay, in the Titanic, because you went off on that and I started laughing. But that scene was too long. Now let me just do this for the audience. So here's the darkness, and you kind of see eyes glowing in the water, and then it's Jason Momoa.
Yeah. I know, right?
And then he stabs at you, and then there's this cool sonic boom thing. Now that could have been way shorter. Like literally, we didn't need to stare at his face for like a whole 7 seconds. To understand that's fucking Aquaman. The symbol kind of gives it away because we know who the fuck Aquaman is.
Well, I didn't see the symbol, but I saw the
trident. On the file. And then you see the trident, and we all know Jason Momoa has been cast as Aquaman at this point, and he's clearly sitting there underwater with no apparatus like everybody else. He's like, dude, and he's got a fucking trident. We didn't need to see that for like a whole 7 seconds of dragged out cinema time.
Dude, it was like 30.
At least.
He literally was like, and then I saw the trident, and then I was like...
He's still there staring at you.
He was like, what are we doing?
Like, I started to get...
not even that. He stabs it, and then to make sure you knew what was going on, it went to the other, like, UAV.
Yeah, and then sonic
see
boom.
Him, like, kill... Yeah.
And which is...
Like, sure.
Which I liked that because...
Maybe that was his conditions to be in the movie. It's like, dude, I'm gonna be in it for
I want
how
this.
long?
I want this really long cut of just my face.
He's like, I gotta be in for at least 20 seconds. We don't know, right? We don't know.
Anyway, that was weird. That was just weird. I mean, you're staring at him, and you actually
Maybe he's like me, and he wants it a little weird.
you get a little uncomfortable at that point. You're like, why is his boner so weird? I mean, it just gets weird.
Man, you saw
At first you're like solid, and then
the
it
4K
just gets weird.
version? Or maybe the 3D. Did you see in 3D?
I did see it in 3D.
Oh, that's why. That's that thing in the peripheral.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Whole different experience. Whole different experience.
Oh my god. Okay, so
Aquaman's dick, and now moving on.
I like the kid as the Flash. I haven't seen him much. Don't know much about the actor. I'm excited to see what he can do.
I think. So that was
Buying
cool.
beer or something. So I'm a-okay excited with this. I know they're going to be going with a more tech-based Flash than just like the suit and stuff. I'd like to see what they do differently from the show, of course, because I really love the Flash TV series. I think it's one of the best television series on, and it's definitely the best superhero television show in a very long time.
Right.
Arrow's good. Don't get me wrong, Arrow's good, but the Flash is great. Like, it's this whole other level. It's got the action. It's got the drama.
You can make another movie about it. Flash is sexy.
It's great.
Movie.
It's great. I haven't been able to talk to anybody about how much I love the Flash. So.
You have how many people? Come on, we'll talk to them later.
The 43 people who subscribe. Thank you.
It could be 430 now.
It could be.
Because of this movie, you know.
Okay, so then we get into the fight of Batman versus Superman. And now, okay.
Oh, I love the tactician side of Batman, though.
Yes, I mean he had the lead-based smoke bomb and disappeared on fucking Superman. That was pretty cool. Now, something that I found unnecessary was the kryptonite gas bombs. I mean,
what?
No. I get why they put it in the movie.
Unnecessary.
No. You'll understand in a minute.
Oh.
Because A, in the comics, and B, I think just as a whole that the tech suit should have been able to hold up to Superman on its own.
Oh, Batman's suit?
Yes.
Yes, but you also have to remember how heavy is it, and Batman's gonna get up.
No. I know, but that's why this mechanical suit, that's why it's powered. And it's a power.
Well,
armor.
The eyes, the arc reactor.
The whole arc reactor, like Iron Man thing. But no, it's power armor, and I think it should have been strong enough to deflect Superman on its own, not needing the kryptonite gas to do it. And I think the kryptonite gas should have been more of the part of the last resort thing to really weaken him.
It should have been
and when he starts
slightly less effective.
No.
What, the kryptonite gas bomb?
No, I think it should have been more effective for one.
Okay.
Because you only see him get that one scratch, and I think it should have been more.
Yes, but you also have to remember that as soon as the gas bomb was hitting him, Batman's
on him,
because
it's a twirling him. But again, it weared off after about a minute.
Which is cool. I like that.
It weared off after about a minute, and then he starts to even out again. And he gets his powers back. And that's why I think they kind of overdid it with the gas thing. I think the kryptonite gas bomb should have been it was a pretty good fight. I mean, they should have dragged out that fight a little bit longer and had them more of an even keel fight. And then Superman's like, you know what? I could fucking end you. That's where he should have been like that. I could end you with a thought, and I don't. And then Batman should have fucking hit him with the kryptonite gas bomb and beat the fucking shit out of him.
Well,
and then he should have used the line A that is from the comics, and B they used to pitch the movie. Is in all of your private times and all of your private moments, I want you to remember the one man who beat you.
Okay.
I mean, that is such a powerful line, and it goes that he doesn't have to kill Superman. He just had to beat the fuck out of him.
Right.
And that's where the movie should have ended. And the two of them should have had to, at that point, I mean, Superman starts to get his strength back, but he should have been fucking a little more mangled from the fight. I mean, the kryptonite stuff should have fucked him up a little more. And I think at that point, that's when Superman gets up, and he could have killed Batman as well, and that's where they kind of get over their things, and they realize they've both been kind of manipulated by Lex Luthor, and then they kind of realize that maybe...
Like 2 movies, right?
Yeah, exactly. And because the whole Doomsday thing, they really shoehorned that kind of in at the end. They kind of plug at it a bit throughout the movie, that they use Zod's body and create this abomination, which becomes Doomsday, which is a big character in the comics. And Doomsday, of course, is the one who killed Superman back in the 90s comics.
That's kind of that's what I find with movies. They're like, oh yeah, leading up to it, and it's like, oh shit, we gotta wrap it up.
Exactly.
This big guy comes out, and they're like, yeah, by the way, we're gonna get together and kick his ass.
Exactly. And I had no problem with that. But I mean, they really should have had a Batman versus Superman movie and a Dawn of Justice movie. I think they could have been better as 2 movies.
Oh,
and the Lex Luthor character in this played more of the background villain, leading the two of them to the fight. And
let's distract them.
And then at the end, right? Have him take Zod. And then at the end of that Batman versus Superman movie, have him take Zod's body into the ship and start to do the things.
See, it would have been cool, like, how they have Superman and Batman fighting. But when they start, he's like, okay, I'm going to do my shit over here.
Yeah,
and then, like, not only are they attacking each other, but then, oh, we have something better to do.
But no, I don't think Doomsday really needed to be in this movie at all. I mean, it should have been about the two of them coming to terms on that, but having that big kick-ass brawl, and then coming to terms and realizing that A, they've both been manipulated, and B, they're stupid for fighting when they're both fighting for the same cause in the end.
Okay.
They realize world domination. Both their ideologies, as they are different, they both are fighting for the same goal in the end. And I think that would have made a better solid storyline and a better ending.
How do you think Batman would have done against Superman's, like, what, laser beams eyes or whatever?
Laser eyes?
Yeah.
Well, again, that's part of his like the armor. It should have been.
Yeah, but okay, everybody. Okay, so Batman's got this pimp armor, all this tactician shit. He's been thrown through walls, blown up. How does this not get hurt at all? Okay, like your mouth. You go through a wall, and your mouth. This is fine. This is fine.
Again, remember
and
that.
Then,
remember the armor is this thick.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes,
but again, it's a movie. Let's not talk about just his small mouth exposure that is in that.
Yeah,
suit.
I'm going through a fire blast. I'm good.
But again, it's this mouth exposure on that mask, and then his normal suit is this part of his face.
At least get rid of the hair, shave halfway through the movie, so it looks like it got burnt off. You know, like, ooh.
But okay.
Anyway, moving on. Yes, it's a movie. Yeah, you never watch it. Anybody watch a kids show and do some reviews.
But yeah. So they shoehorn Doomsday into the end of this god awful thing. And Doomsday comes out looking like a troll from Lord of the Rings, which you will hear from every review ever on this movie so far. And again, he does do the whole turn things, because Doomsday's supposed to have all these crazy horns and bones growing out of his body. But yeah, and he does kind of turn into that thing. All right, cool, I will give you that one. So anyway, so they all start fighting Doomsday, and Batman's kind of like...
Yeah. Well, you guys got this, right?
You guys got this. Fucking... Batman's about to get his shit, fucking Superman grabs Doomsday and fucking starts to fly him up into space, and the President of the United States is like, yeah, no, fucking launch that nuke.
Right, seriously.
And so they fucking launch this nuke at Superman and Doomsday, and they're like, the general is like, but we're gonna lose Superman, and fucking launch the nuke. All right, launch the nuke. And so I really like to see Superman get hit by the nuke, and he was fucking KO'd for a bit, right? And you see how he's all sucking and sunk in and sick. And there's a whole, if you go over to the Game Theorist channel, a shout out to the Game Theorist, who's of course a much bigger channel than me, but I recommend checking out how Superman, or how Batman could beat Superman without kryptonite. I recommend watching that video because it's great.
Cool.
And it's really cool. And I'm going to have you watch it later on.
Okay.
But it's really cool because the way that the nuclear thing, the way that Superman absorbs radiation, the type of radiation that a nuclear bomb does, it's really cool anyway. So I really like to see that. And of course, when the sun comes up, it starts to rejuvenate him. Really cool. But Doomsday, because he's Doomsday and is adaptable, absorbs all that energy and comes back even stronger. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Messing shit up.
Yeah.
Those blasts.
And then, of course, the kryptonite spear thing. The whole Lois Lane and Superman having to go save her after he finally comes back. And goes to save her because, you know, she's going to die again.
Well, that's kind of like that, what is that, that God of the Machine thing?
Deus Ex Machina.
Right, he's like, oh shoot, I wasn't paying attention about Lois.
But that's
oh,
not
hey look, we found the spear.
But see, the spear is something you already knew because Batman was using that as his failsafe to kill Superman if he had.
Yeah, but clearly Batman was having no afterthought about going to get it.
Yeah.
He's just like, it's going to show up when I need this.
And you guys will notice if you've seen the movie, I have skipped over the one saving Martha scene, and that's just because I'm going to talk about that after because that is my favorite scene in the movie.
Okay.
So they all fight Doomsday, and Wonder Woman shows up. Oh, I thought she was with you, and that was the dumbest line in the movie.
But see,
no.
You know why it was the dumbest? You know why it was the dumbest?
Why?
Because as my friend said going in, there's no comic relief in this movie.
No.
And then they're like, oh hey, we're just gonna put that.
We're gonna put that in, and another thing I'm gonna touch on. And there's one more thing, and again, because Batman and Bruce Wayne already knows that this is Wonder Woman and has figured this out, and she knows that he knows.
Yeah, but does Superman?
Superman doesn't know shit, and he knows Superman doesn't know shit. So why the fuck was there a need to say that? He already knew who she was, and pardon me, and what she was. So why the fuck?
Well, yeah, and then Batman knowing who, maybe because, like you said, everybody knows who Wonder Woman should be, but in here she's not. So he's confused too.
But I mean, no. But the thing is Bruce knows that she's Wonder Woman at this point. Hello. Somebody's honking really loud outside. So I mean, the fact that line was even delivered didn't make sense because Bruce Wayne already knew who she was. But again, the fight scene with her, I really like when like Doomsday knocks her the fuck down, and she like has that shit-eating grin, grabs her sword, turns around, and blocks the fist. I liked that. I thought that was cool. I'm like, that is very Wonder Woman. That scene was very cool. But yeah, so anyway, Superman then, eventually, Batman's like, oh, cool, I can finally fucking do something, and poof, shoots Doomsday in the face with his last kryptonite gas grenade, and he's like gonna do this big explosion, and of course he now has no power because he got shot in the face with a kryptonite grenade, and then fucking Superman's holding the kryptonite spear, and he's like, I've got all of my power, rah, and flies at him with this fucking spear, and pushes it into his chest, and they're all screaming, and Doomsday's all like, no, fuck you, and stabs him with this spike hand, because Wonder Woman cut off his fucking hand, and stabs him through the chest, and kills Superman. And then Superman forces it through his chest, and they both fucking die. Now, I really hope that Doomsday stays dead, because A, he was an abomination in this movie to look at anyway.
Cut out like a dead part of the video, right? Because I really gotta pee.
Yeah. Devin's gonna go pee.
Be right back.
Devin's gonna go pee.
Not that anybody will know I left at all.
That's okay. You go ahead. I'm gonna keep talking.
Okay.
So, this review has gone on a lot longer than I actually expected it to. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so and then Superman dies, and y'all know Superman's not going to stay dead, but that drives Batman to start founding the Justice League with the other metahumans, and alright, cool, I get that. I really am excited to see more of these guys in their upcoming solo films and the Justice League movie, so I am excited for that. This movie as a whole was kind of it was alright. I mean, there's a lot of people saying it was good, lots of people saying it was bad, and it was okay. I mean, I'm not going to pay to go see it again, truthfully. Will I buy it on Blu-ray? No. Will I buy it on DVD? Maybe. Maybe. That's about it. So that's a thing. And then, that's about all I can say about that. And then, now I'm just dead because I'm thinking. So Devin's coming back now. But yeah, so I am excited to see all of these guys in their solo movies. Cyborg, I'm really stoked for because I really like that character. He's really cool.
I really tried not to leave, but...
That's okay.
Anyway,
but we're almost at the end of the review now. So Doomsday, Superman's dead, but he's not dead. And there's the whole scene there where Batman, I was saying to them, he's going to unite the Justice League, which is pretty cool. But now you're not going to have Superman, who's like your forerunner, and Batman, who's your intelligence guy. But I'm okay because Superman's not dead. And you see the whole thing lifting up at the end because Superman's going to come back because Superman did die. Oh, because Superman died in the comics for one.
Yes, and going in, I was told Superman's going to die, but then it's like, oh, the dirt.
Because he's technically healing. He's not dead. He's in a healing coma.
Right, like he was in space.
Yes.
He just didn't have a big hole to repair.
Exactly.
Right, because I thought I noticed a continuity error for the first time in forever. His scar disappeared.
But the sun healed.
And they're like, oh no, he rejuvenates. I was like, of course.
Exactly.
So you're literally just covering their ass.
Yeah. See, but now the thing is, he's not getting any light from the sun, so how could he be healing? But again, you talk about his energy stores in his cells. It's a whole other thing we'll talk about.
Ozone is what?
No.
How thick? Anyway.
But we're not going to talk about that. But anyway, so now we're going to jump back to that one scene. Martha. So, the reason why Batman stops from fucking murdering Superman is because he goes, you have to save Martha. And of course that was Bruce's mother's name.
Tripping.
Yeah. He's like, why would you say that name? Why would you say that name? Ah! Ready to fucking slap him. Yeah, and he's ready to fucking kill him. And it's his mother, and that's what stops Bruce. That the fact that both of their mothers were named Martha, really, that's your thread. That's your thread. That's a really hair thin thread there. But okay.
Honestly, not really. Like I kind of thought that. We have to remember, like, how old was he when his mom died?
But again,
right?
you got to remember you have to remember the tortured soul that this Batman is in this movie, and has straight up murdered people before.
Yes,
and what they've played in this, and his fear of Superman.
Yes, but now, what overpowered, and that's why he made the promise, was now he can save his mother, like he was unable to do before.
Yeah, but again, it's not his mother.
Yeah, but it's somebody's mother.
But yes.
With the same name.
Yeah, the same name.
So maybe he's got some sort
of... But anyway, yes,
form.
understanding that he has a mother on Earth, and, the humanizing of...
Like, maybe he's got some penthouse form.
Oh, God! Anyway, but yes, realizing that he has a mother on Earth, and maybe Batman didn't think about that before, and it humanizes him, and maybe he does realize that, you know, maybe Superman might not be human, but he is a man. Because he does do that whole thing. You can't be brave. Men are brave, right? Yes. And maybe he does understand that Superman, maybe not human, is still a man and was raised on Earth, and begins to understand that, and that's why he doesn't kill him. And that would be better if they kind of played that out rather than, why would you say that name?
Like the two movies.
Yes, again, some room to stretch that out.
Right.
See what I mean by two movies? It would have been better, because then you could have Superman,
yeah,
Batman versus
so
Superman,
funny,
and then it's
like
Death of Superman movie.
It was Batman versus Superman, and then it's like Dawn of Justice. Like, well, where'd that come from?
Yeah, so part of it, the whole first part is Superman on trial. Superman on trial, and then it's Batman versus Superman, and then it's the beginning of the Justice League. It's a three of them versus fucking Doomsday. I mean, this should have been two different movies. It should have been the whole Superman trial bit with the whole.
Then that gets into they're milking it, trying to make some cash.
No, but again, it would have made, because the Death of Superman movie on its own would have been a seller right there had they split this up. Yeah, because that's a big comic line that was. Or just call it Superman Doomsday. Yeah, and just end it with the Death of Superman for the second movie.
Anybody just like you come out with it as one, and then like 2 weeks later just come out with the second one?
The second movie? Generally would separate them by 6 months to a year.
Yeah, you could do that, right?
You could, like
you're not trying to milk it. You had to make two.
Well, look at Back to the Future's Part 2 and 3, or The Matrix Parts 2 and 3, right? They were all filmed at the same time, but released a year apart.
Okay.
So similar thing, right?
All right, okay.
So they could have filmed both movies at a single time and then released both movies separately. But anyway, Bruce then, as Batman, says, "I will save your mother," and
well, no, he promises.
I promise I will save Martha won't die tonight. Sorry, that's right.
Yeah,
Martha won't die tonight.
To the guy he was
literally just about to murder, just like ready, like kryptonite spear on the throat.
If you have any final last words, and no, we're cool.
No, I'm gonna save your mother tonight. Anyway, and then we get into the whole Alfred. And by the way, Jeremy Irons as Alfred. I mean, fucking loved it, because I love Jeremy Irons, and he was an awesome Alfred. But yeah, so then you get into the most honest and the best represented Batman fight I have seen in a Batman live action film so far. And a lot of people are going to be like, "What?" Now, the whole thing of Alfred, like saying, "All right, there's about two dozen people on the second floor, or on the third floor. I'm going to drop you. How about I drop you off on the second?" So he does the whole thing and drops Batman off on the second floor, and then he fucking breaks up through, pulls one guy through the floor, and jumps up to the roof right away. And the first thing he does is he starts freaking people out. People again start freaking out, losing their shit right away. But then he starts using gadgets right away to disable the guns. Pew 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 pew.
Yeah.
And that's a very Batman thing to do. I noticed
in that, it was weird, because in that scene, I noticed, like, Batman came back where he, like, you just, like, knock everybody out, and they'll wake up later, and when, like, it doesn't matter now. Yeah. Like, he didn't kill a damn soul.
No, he didn't kill anybody in there.
No, he just totally, like, 100%
fucked them up.
It reminded me of, The Dark Knight?
Yeah.
Where he just, like, walks in and just, everybody's immobilized, and they're, like, no longer a threat now.
Yeah.
They're still alive, they're fine, but they're just out of the way.
Except when he kind of blows that one guy up.
Some guys just fucking
Some guys get blown the fuck.
It's like, go down. Some guys don't get
But anyway, I think that was the best Batman fight that I've seen in a live action movie. Especially if you've played like the Arkham series at all, or are a fan of Batman, you know that he uses gadgets, and he did use the gadgets, and he fucking starts using gadgets right away. He uses batarangs, and he fucking brutally beats the fuck out of all of those guys.
And he gets hurt a little.
He did get hurt a little bit, and I was going to touch on that too, because it wasn't a perfect fight. It was dirty. It was a dirty fight, and I mean, the fucking head grab and smash that guy's head into that box was fucking awesome. And he gets shot a couple of times, but again, because of his protective Kevlar weave suit or whatever, it didn't do anything. And I like that somebody shot him in the back of the head, and they actually touched him. Yeah, but again,
you better watch out for that.
It fucking hits his suit, but again, that's all Kevlar shit too, right? And the fucking bullet hits off, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
But he didn't do like an Iron Man. It's like ting, and he just like looks at the guy.
No, he takes the hit.
He gets ready for if there's another one, how to not get hit by it.
Yeah, because he keeps his head fucking down, he gets ready, and then comes back at the guy. And then he actually gets fucking stabbed too. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's perfect, because it's not perfect. I mean, he's fighting 24 fucking dudes up there. Yeah. And he gets stabbed once, and he fucking stabs the guy to the wall. And I'm like, that was awesome. And I think that was, honestly, I think that's the best representation of a true Batman fight I've seen in a movie yet. Straight up. And honestly, all in all, that whole end scene with Jesse Eisenberg and him, like Batman looking at Brandon, was stupid, and I really didn't like the whole. He's like, he starts talking about, oh, he's seen us, he's coming, and I mean, I think he kind of understands that Darkseid is real and gonna come and fuck them up now, strictly because.
He called.
No, because he called him on the Kryptonian computer he got. But I mean, because he might have learned about it in the computer and blah 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 blah. Anyway, I just.
Remember the dinner bell?
It was okay. I mean, the movie was okay. I wasn't overly inspired. It wasn't great. As I said to you guys a minute ago.
It must have been really good. How long did we just talk about it?
We talked about it for 50 minutes.
Wow, yeah, so it must have been great.
Yeah.
1/3 of the movie we just talked about it, so.
My Deadpool review was like 10 minutes. That's how good Deadpool was. But yeah, so overall, I don't wear hats. As you guys know, I don't wear hats. But if I had to say a winner of this movie, I'd have to say that Batman was the winner. Ben Affleck did a pretty...
Lex Luthor.
Fuck that douchebag. I mean, Ben Affleck did a pretty alright performance as this big broken Batman. I really liked his fight scenes that he did. Yeah, please, no, get that off me. I don't look good in hats anyway.
Well, you can't see it. They just saw a big yellow brim.
That's okay. They saw the Batman symbol first. But I don't wear hats. And that was a gift, and I don't wear hats. But yeah, so all in all, the movie was okay. As I stated, if they had split it up into 2 different movies, I think it would have been a much better, enjoyable thing, because they could have built the characters a little better and built the plot a lot stronger.
But then also, that's like, oh, if we knew, like, Batman and Superman already, they didn't have to, like, do all this stuff at the beginning. So,
but I mean, the whole Superman on trial thing, I get it. Makes sense, especially considering the way they did Man of Steel and Superman fucked up the whole fucking city and half the planet. I totally get that. I get trying to
a lot of that though.
Put him under that was all really dragged out and really unnecessary. And the whole dude in the wheelchair with the bomb thing. I mean, okay, I get it.
That.
But
that
I mean,
but
again, why would Lex Luthor have to do that? I mean, Superman was on trial already, and blowing up all those people doesn't mean Superman do it. It means somebody blew that up because they wanted to blame Superman. But again, now it makes it sympathetic for Superman at the same time because you killed all those people surrounding Superman, and all Superman was trying to do was stand up for what was right.
Well,
so I mean, it just hurts the cause.
He's crazy, so it doesn't matter.
But again, he's not supposed to be crazy. He's supposed to be methodical. He's supposed to be this. I don't give a fuck if it's his son.
Yes. Now, are you talking about his dad or him?
Again, because they don't really stress the fact either. My dad was Lex, and LexCorp was the only.
Yeah, and then they could just call him Lex Luthor from then on.
Exactly. That was the only throwback.
The junior part.
Yeah, it's the only throwback to a real Lex Luthor that we're gonna get. So that essentially, for this universe, this is going to be our Lex Luthor, and this is who you're going to cast. I like Jesse Eisenberg, but I wasn't knocking him when they cast him because I was like, that'd be really cool to see him as this really intelligent, kind of.
Oh, not like Adventureland.
Yeah, not like Adventureland. But it would be really cool to see him play this really intelligent, strong, quiet, but like very methodical character. And again, Lex Luthor is supposed to be kind of physically brooding as well. But I would have really been okay with him just being Jesse Eisenberg, 5'3", 5'5", whatever size. I don't know how tall he is, but not a big dude. But I would have been okay with that. I just really didn't like the nuts part of it. I mean, there was something. It didn't sit home. It didn't sit with me as a comic book fan, as a fan of DC. Right. I just didn't sit right with me. I didn't like it, and that is not Lex Luthor. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jesse Eisenberg, because I kind of like you as an actor. So good luck.
All right.
All in all, the movie was okay. I may buy it on Blu-ray, or I may buy it on DVD, but I will not buy it on Blu-ray. What are your final thoughts?
I can't play Blu-ray, and I usually don't buy movies anyway.
No, I just meant on the
Unless they come up with like the 400 Batman, like, Super Trilogy Special Edition thing, and that's in there, then maybe.
But what did you think of the movie overall? Was it good or was it bad?
Because,
was it okay?
Like, I go in watching movies, like, I don't know the comics, I don't know anything.
So as a general
action-wise,
audience,
it was great, but like I could kind of tell, like you said, like they could have done more in certain areas.
Yeah, a lot of their main plot points were all disconnected.
I didn't really get why. Like, I didn't know who Lex Luthor was at all. Like, I'm sorry, but the craziness really got to me because, like, the speech really bugged me because he's like, oh, he's doing great. He's like doing the thing. Batman and Superman are getting their powwow going, and then he just. All right, have a great night. I'm like, what? Why? Why did you just stopped all of a sudden? And okay, yeah, and then not even that, but then the party's over. Like nobody ever oh man, have that one go, he's crazy. There was none of that.
Yeah.
It just they put it in there just so he's not. So they can justify why he made the dinner bell call at the end. I don't know. Like I really don't know what that thing was about.
Yeah.
I could tell earlier on, like he was very smart. He was in the field. He had lots of money. Where he's gonna get the kryptonite to. At first, I thought he was gonna kill Superman. Like I thought he was like, you know what? Like I don't like this guy. He's going down. And then he was doing some chess game with Batman and Superman. Okay, fine. And then, oh, you see why he wants the ship and then some guy he gets government contract deals with. I didn't really get that. He's like, oh, and then he feeds him the gummy bear.
The Jolly Rancher. Jolly Rancher.
Oh, Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, dominance, fine. And I could see why he got it. But I thought it was for him. I thought he was gonna, like, especially, like, now he controls the ship and all that. I thought he was gonna be the thing that you kill now.
Yeah.
Like, okay, good, he's psycho. Now they'll all come out and be the evil guy, not, peace!
Yeah,
Fight him!
And I could see as a general audience member loving that. And again, him creating Doomsday, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, Lex Luthor in the comics created Bizarro in some versions of the comics. And Bizarro is a clone, or if old comics from Bizarro World, or this other fucking Ray that creates a Bizarro version. Anyway, Bizarro is essentially opposite of Superman to a point. I mean, he's super strong, except he's dumb, and his powers are kind of reversed. He has fire breath and freeze vision.
No,
So,
Superman
like,
can't freeze stuff.
no, but again, in the
it's
cloning technique, it's because his genetic form isn't completely cloned yet. They had to release him early. Like the New
Of
52
course.
did a pretty cool job in the Forever Evil storyline with Bizarro, and I was okay with that. But yeah, I mean, I would have rather have seen a Bizarro come out again in a second movie, or Doomsday. The way they did Doomsday was okay, I guess, but they should have made him look a little better. And B, it should have been its own movie. I don't think it should have been just shoehorned in at the end of this, so you could have a little more room for a Justice League movie. I think they kind of should have split this up a little better and done Batman versus Superman, do their Wonder Woman solo movie, and then do the Death of Superman movie.
No, I would kill him in the first one. Like, I would have built it up, and then, like, right at the end, kind of like, and then, like, oh, shit, did he die? Like, I don't know.
Again, dramatically, yes, but in a comic book movie, that won't work.
Oh, okay. Because the open ending?
Yeah. You can't leave, it's
then
too,
everybody talks about it for that next
It's
year?
too open. And then that Batman didn't fucking kill Superman. Blah, 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 blah. Just like Superman's not the dead at the end of this movie. It's fucking Superman. Of course he's not dead. But anyway, overall, it was meh. If you guys want to go see it in the theater, I hope somebody gave you a gift card.
Just go on Tuesday. Well, here.
Go on cheap night. Go on cheap night.
Cheap night. We actually had some coupons. So.
I didn't go on cheap night. I had a gift card.
It's not that bad. You gotta fund the next one.
Yeah, so
Like,
I guess go see the movie. Some
see
people
it
are liking it.
once.
See it
Don't go
once.
nuts,
Don't
like-
go it's not something I would go see again. Once was enough for me. But yeah, it was alright. Go see it, I guess.
Action.
It's got a lot of action in it. If you guys liked Man of Steel, you'll probably like this a little bit. If you guys you didn't see Man of Steel? This is like a sequel to that. Anyway,
Kill me now.
if you guys liked Man of Steel, you will probably like Batman vs. Superman. If you didn't like Man of Steel, you're probably not going to like this movie. Straight up. Lots of pointless action. I mean, Zack Snyder is more... I mean, he directed 300, and that's kind of his niche, and he should kind of stick with that.
Oh,
They should stop.
300 was great.
Exactly. But that's kind of his niche, and he should kind of stick to that and not be given these big fucking superhero blockbusters. I mean, maybe give it to somebody with a little more
J.J. Abrams.
feel. Maybe
No,
not
sorry, M. Night Shyamalan.
No,
Because
God.
you really get that.
Get the fuck out of my
that
house.
Bizarro flip
Get the
at
fuck out of
end.
my house.
Yeah, and then it's just like Batman wakes up. Oh, good, I was dreaming.
I don't have any knives
He's
or
got-
swords
he's
in
got
my
lubes,
direct
like,
vicinity.
on the counter. Anyway, so he's not.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much.
We're gonna review The Village next.
We're going to
apparently.
review The Village. We're not actually going to. Please don't hold us to that. Unless you want to weirdly see us review The Village, because then we'll sit down and watch
We're
it.
gonna have to not be sober. For
No,
that
we will
one,
sit
just
down. We will
because.
sit down and drink throughout watching The Village, and then we'll review it when we're hammered. If you guys want to see that, please.
Do like a time lapse of us watching.
us watching, like, a
so
quick-
you see all the fingers.
So yeah, let us know if you guys want to
Amazon.
see that, because I'll make it happen. And leave some comments down below of what you guys thought of Batman vs Superman. If you guys are excited for some of these other spin-offs, The Flash, Wonder Woman, the Justice League movies, Cyborg, what are these characters? What did you think? What did you guys think of the actors' performances as we talked about? What would you guys like us to talk about next? Next big movie we're going to review, of course, is Captain America: Civil War. I don't know if you're going to want to see that with me, or I'm going to.
Oh yeah, man.
Okay, so maybe we'll get a couple of.
Great. There's two. Yeah, they were great.
Okay,
yes.
good. I also enjoyed Captain America, and I've enjoyed the Marvel Cinematic Universe that they have built.
The computer in the second one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Again, I haven't done reviews for those because I wasn't doing YouTube videos then. But yeah, so please let us know what you think. Please, if you guys like the video, please hit that like button. If you would like to see some more of our videos, please hit the subscribe button down below and subscribe.
That. The like.
It's down. Like, whatever the fuck it is.
I don't know.
Like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and would like to see some more of our gaming and or movie reviews, because I think movie reviews are becoming a standard thing on here now for all of our nerdy movies. And any other movies you guys want, I don't care if it's old or new, I'll do
Cube.
it. I have never seen Cube.
What?
Exactly.
We're watching that.
Okay.
Bye.
So he's got us on that.
Oh, man.
But yeah, as you can see, I have. I know you can't see.
You can't see it.
You can see a little bit down there.
Wrap it up.
The video games.
They
I have
wanna go.
DVDs. All right, they want to go. I have a lot of DVDs. I have a lot of movies that I really enjoy. So yes. Okay, go watch movies. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that garbage. Please feel free to share this video with your friends if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome. Thanks to Devin for coming out.
Later.
Have a good one, and goodbye. Oh, shit. You son of a bitch. Stop waving.